begin. So you have here Vincent Rambaud, the head of the Peugeot brand worldwide, Frédéric Fabre, who heads up our Indian project, myself, Grégoire Olivier, in charge of Asia, and that includes India in PSA. We came here for the groundbreaking ceremony of our future Sanand plant that, as you know, will be in operation in 2014. And we are ready to answer to your questions.
So how much of investment you are planning to have this plant, and what will be the capacity of this plant?
The first investment we are going to make here in Sanand is 4,000 crores, about 650 million euros, and that's for a capacity of 170,000 cars. Now, the reservation we made for the land includes the potential of doubling the capacity in the second step.
Are you planning to have the commercial vehicles from this plant?
No, this plant will manufacture personal vehicles, no commercial vehicles.
What kind of personal
Which segment?
vehicles?
Which segment?
Well, that's a very good question, and I will give the floor to the Peugeot general manager, Vincent Rambaud, to answer that.
Okay, to start with, as I said before, we will start with C segment and the B upper segment, which we feel are a very fast-growing segment in the Indian market.
What is the present market share in India, and what kind of growth you are expecting after this plant coming in India?
As our market share at the moment in India is 0, our growth will be absolutely tremendous.
What is the present figures? Can you give us some figures?
Sorry, can you tell again?
Present market share, can you give us the figures?
As I told you, we are not selling cars in India at the moment, and our market share is 0 at the moment, and that's the reason our growth rate will be very, very strong.
How many cars you are exporting to India in a year?
Today,
As on today?
How many cars you are selling in India?
we are not selling cars in India at this point. We will, and we are not exporting, we will introduce the Peugeot brand in the Delhi Motor Show in January 2012. And that's...
Which models?
Which models, Vincent?
We will start our first export will be in the G segment, the 508, which has got a tremendous success already in Europe and all over the world.
Does the European crisis affected your Europe market, your Europe sales? The European crisis has affected your Europe sales?
Well, we recently issued a forecast for the whole year. The European crisis, as you call it, as a result, the European market is stable, is not growing this year, and we don't expect a huge growth over the coming years. So yes, it does affect our sales in Europe, but it only makes it more urgent to come to India. So in that way, the European crisis is pushing us toward coming faster here.
So can you mention the price range your cars will be manufactured in this plant?
Tu veux vraiment cette question? Les prix de vente des voitures qu'on fera ici.
It's far too early to answer such a question, I'm sorry, but for sure we are going to be very competitive, of course, on the Indian market, like we are in all the markets we are working on.
And who will be your competitors? Which segment you are going to compete?
As I told you, we are going to introduce our cars in the, let's say, upper segment, I mean the C segment and B upper segment. Then we will have in front of us all the premium car manufacturers, definitely.
The first car, on va laisser ça. Maybe Frédéric Fabre, when we roll out the first car, Frédéric Fabre, the head of the project, will answer that question.
So we confirm that by mid-2014 we should have the first cars to be manufactured on the plant.
How many models you plan to manufacture?
How many models?
So we will start in 2014 with one model, and we will go up to 4 models in the phase 1 described by Mr. Rambo and Mr. Olivier.
Which are the other models that we're looking at? Which are the other models that we're looking at? Apart from 508 and 508?
Well, the first is a 508, then we'll have a C segment model, which doesn't exist today in the Peugeot range. So it's a new introduction of a car which was specifically designed for Indian customers. And I'm not going to disclose anything more about that car, even though we worked on it a lot right now. Then there will be also a B segment plus car, like the third, and then there will be a fourth one, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it, because it's a secret.
The R&D for the new models is taking place in India, or the R&D for the new models, is it taking place in India, or?
At this point, since we have nothing in India, the R&D is being done in Europe, but as part of a project, of course, there is an R&D center which will gradually work more and more on Indian models.
You're planning to set up some training institute?
Yes, Frédéric Fabre will tell you more about that.
Training institute.
So we announced the Skill Development Institute in order to be able not only to attract talents but also to train and to transfer the Peugeot know-how in the region. So, as said by Mr. Olivier in his speech, most of our 5,000 employees will be trained through this mechanism, which is going to be developed in a public-private partnership with the government of Gujarat.
How much you are going to invest for this?
Well, that depends on the modalities of the partnership, because this partnership is under negotiation, so I cannot at this stage disclose any figure.
But and we cannot give you figures, but I think that we are going to invest 650 million euros, 4,000 crores in Sanand. But in this institute, we don't count in crores or in euros, we count in skill level. We have set up in PSA what we call PSA University, with a dean of the university, who is a lady, with professors who come from our ranks, who are our best engineers, and those people are putting together a skill increase program, leveraging their 40 years of experience and the 200 years of PSA in the business. So definitely what this PSA University will bring to our Skill Institute in Sanand is tremendous in terms of training 5,000 people in the cutting edge technology of automotive.
Are you planning to roll out
The first one worldwide to launch, as we speak, in Europe, a diesel hybrid car, the 308 diesel hybrid 4. Diesel is 25% better than gasoline in terms of fuel usage. Hybrid is 25% even better than the thermal in fuel usage, which means that diesel hybrid is the best performance you can have. Today, most competitors dealing with hybrids have gasoline hybrids only. We are launching diesel hybrids in Europe, and we will bring this diesel hybrid to India. We will bring it.
It's under study. I mean, but within the launch of the first imported models, we will study it, and I can't give you the date today.
And how much will be the exports from the Sanand plant?
From Sanand plant, the Sanand plant will focus on the Indian market, which is one of the world's highest growth market. As you know, even if though today, this month, it's not, it doesn't look that way, but we are very confident long term in India. So most of the car will be sold in India. Then, because here we will make right left-hand driven cars. We will also export in right-hand driven countries, such as ASEAN or potentially Australia. Evan, the fact that today, this morning, you had many suppliers, either already in Sanand or coming from Pune, or some of them coming from the New Delhi area, willing to set up production here in Sanand. So in the land which was allocated to us by the state that we will be leasing, we have set aside a large supplier part so that they could come and build plants. And as Frédéric Fabre said, the minimum goal is 80%. But Indian car manufacturing industry is already reasonably mature, and we believe we could go much higher than that. So 80% is only the minimum.
Vendor park is designed?
Yes, vendor park is within the project, is close to this point, in fact.
How many vendors will be accommodated in there?
Well, as you know, in Sanand there are already suppliers. Ford made a similar announcement, and we will have a supplier part. So today we are going to start workshops with potential interested suppliers, saying how many will finalize with us is a bit early days, but we are sure that the big news is that by Peugeot entering into Sanand, it's not only one more car manufacturer, but we are creating a cluster. So we believe that all the technologies necessary for the manufacturing of our cars will be available in the industrial zone of Sanand. Therefore, if we mention 80% from the beginning, it doesn't mean that we believe that is the maximum we can achieve in the area, and we really want to keep growing on the localization program for this project. This is a key factor for the success of the project.